whenever I am asked about my student life, willy-nilly, I think that it is BA. I mean, when I am alone, actually, as if I am with everyone, everything. I mean, I can experience many things when I am lonely, when I am alone. If I want to choose between silence and speaking, I usually go with silence.
English Students Association.
It seems quite small, but I think it is the center of this faculty. They have been, they will be a member of ESA. So this is actually my dream.
You've lived a life of innocence and experience. You made a decision and now you're here. Knowing the outcome, would you still take the road less traveled by?
I have no other choice. I mean, if you asked me, when were your happiest time of your life, honestly, I think is now.
So I'm sure that you weren't studying English when you were in high school. And what were you studying back then?
You mean studying as a student in high school?
Yes.
It was, what do we call it? Natural sciences, you mean?
Something,
yeah.
I think so. Can say that.
Experimental sciences, natural sciences, something like this.
I think it's
the major, you mean?
Yes,
yeah?
the major.
That includes, of course, biology, and of course the general courses that we usually have, mathematics included.
Were you good at math?
I think so, yeah. It is not good to say so, but yeah, I think when I was in high school, to tell you the truth, my favorite subject was math.
Really?
Yeah. And of course, I was interested in English, in Persian, language and literature. But my favorite subject, in a sense, I can say it was math.
Math.
Yeah.
I love
So it is related to number, in a sense.
Yeah, you see?
Quite paradoxical. Yeah.
Paradoxical.
This is the play of life.
No. We are here to tamasha. So
yeah. It is good that we had a review now of the keywords of our talk.
This is the hallway of life. We can call it
you.
too long.
So
We're talking about it. And just go and go. Yeah. So, are you satisfied with your choice? Because everyone, when they are dealing with a concours, they're suicidal.
Yeah, the same is true about me.
Yes.
Yeah. But now, I have no other choices. I mean, this was the way that I did decide. Or I was forced to make up my mind and go on. I can just, we should go this way or that way? That way, so let's go that way.
Okay.
You know, the point is that when I enter university, I can, if I want to say it in a positive way, I was chosen. I don't know how.
The chosen one.
To go on English language and literature. But this was the matter of BA. When I was taking part in university entrance exam for MA, I was 100% sure, I mean, more than sure even, that I am going to study English language and literature. And I am supposed to be a student of English literature in MA or later PhD. They were quite sure. Let us enter. What about number 3?
Yes.
It is better than.
Yes, I like that. Let's go to class number 3.
It is better to enter this one.
And it's 103, 3.
There is something about it as well. It is the first time that I've never paid attention to this. Ladies first.
Please.
No, ladies
Thank
first.
you.
Yeah.
So tell me about your student life. Like, what was very significant about it? MA, BA, or PhD?
Something that now I can mention about my student life, maybe if I want to choose one of the worst years of my life, actually were the years that I was preparing to take part in entrance exam and the first year of university, in retrospect. So the worst year of my life was the first term, second term as a BA student in Allame University. But from the third term on, I think little by little, I became more and more interested in English language, and of course English literature. One important reason, I think, because of some professors of mine.
So
I can even name them, but the problem of naming is that you may forget some at the moment. But for example, one particular professor would help me, or I don't know, or she did prepare the situation, or in any way that you can describe it, was خانم دکتر فهیمه معرفت. And then if I'm supposed to name some professors that make me intentionally or unintentionally fall in love with literature, English literature, no doubt was خانم سودابه دقیقی. And of course, I did have quite a few courses with other professors as well. For example, آقای دکتر حسین پاینده، آقای دکتر منوچهر حقیقی، آقای دکتر سعید ارباب شیرانی. They are the people, then when I experienced their classes, I did fall in love more and more with literature, with fiction. As for the poetry, I can specifically name two professors. One is آقای سعید نیکپور, the other is آقای دکتر محمد خطیب. That they were my poetry teachers, and of course I do remember quite a few things from them as well.
Would you like to share some of them with us?
If I want to choose one who has great effect on my life, I mean, she was not just a teacher at university. She was a sort of, I don't know, life coach maybe, a mentor. She was خانم سودابه دقیقی. She was the one who introduced us to the world of Virginia Woolf. Mrs. Dalloway, Between the Acts, Orlando. They were the novels that I did read in her classes, but our relationship is up to now. I mean, she is no longer actually a teacher in Allame University, but frequently I meet her. And whenever I meet her, there are things to learn, there are good things to remember, there are good things to experience.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So choosing between your BA, MA, and PhD, which one is the most memorable one?
BA.
BA?
And although I told you that the worst year of my life is in BA, but I can say that even now that I just remember that the name of professor that I told you, they were all the professor I was in their classes in BA. And of course, in MA, in PhD, I have the professor who had great effect on my. I can say that that if I am a teacher now, it's because of all the teachers that I experienced in my classes. It is not easy to say that he was better, she was better, but I did learn from him. It was I am an experimental teacher. Is it possible to say so? I mean that it is not because of particular TTC. It is because of the real experience of taking part in different classes. But your question was BA, MA, PhD. No doubt the memories, what I think as a student life is actually during the 4 years of BA. When I was a student of MA or PhD, I was not just a student. I was working as well. The days that I did spend in University of Tehran, my BA and PhD was in University of Tehran, was very limited, only few days, 1 or 2 days, and that's why whenever I am asked about my student life, willy-nilly I think that it is BA.
It's one of those questions that are maybe hard to answer at the moment, but any typical or any special memory of that year? Of those years, actually? Like, how did you spend your days as a student?
I can say that when I was a BA student, I was not only studying English. It was because I told you that I moved from Rash to Tehran. So one important aspect of my student life was watching movies, going to theaters, going to cinema. I did learn Tehran based on the locations of its cinemas, its theaters, galleries, and they were I cannot say landmark, I don't know whether it is a good word or not. They were the spots that helped me to know Tehran. That, for example, I know where Sinema Shahr Farang was, when Sinema Shahr Qisse was, so I could understand that part of Tehran, that neighborhood of Tehran. Or even the places that I did live, they were usually near to a particular cinema, to a particular theater. So lots of my experience as a student in BA associated with lots of things that I did watch in cinemas, quite a few theaters, because in 1990s, actually is the decade that lots of new performances were on the stage, and I had this chance to experience them live. Yeah. I think it is a good time now. There are, I don't know if it is good to say or not, but if between this and that, loneliness or to be with others, if I was forced to choose between these two, most probably I did choose loneliness. When I am alone, actually, as if I am with everyone, everything. I can experience many things when I am lonely, when I am alone, in both meaning,
yes.
With all connotations. There are very few people that I have lots of things to talk, and I never feel silence is better than speaking. Usually this is my way. If I want to choose between silence and speaking, I usually go with silence. The only places that I am talkative, of course, in my classes and of course with my students. There are very few friends that I have always things to talk. One of them is, of course, Aghay Sabetipour. Another one is Amir Hossein Sadeghi. Now he is a faculty member of Rome University of Rome. I'm in doubt because Kashan University and University of Kashan, I am 100% sure that it is University of Kashan. But let us say University of Rome, yeah. But he is one of the few friends that we rarely meet each other. But I know that whenever we meet each other, we do not feel that We always feel that we are friends and lots of things to talk about different matters.
It's not a friendship that is broken by distance, you can say. When you get together, it's like the good old days.
Yesterday we were together. Yeah. We have always things to talk, to mention, and things like this. I know that, I don't know, did I answer your question properly? Because I suddenly thought that I may change the question. It was the right question, yes? The right answer, the right question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Songbird weeping in the distance, the trees were calmed by a lonely breeze. You knew your enemies were guiding, and still you followed them to hear. There's no reason to deny it. Look around you and you'll see.
We can talk about ESA
Sure.
if you like.
Yes.
I don't know. Do you have any particular question or just?
English Students Association.
You know, it seems quite small, but I think it is the center of this faculty.
Couldn't agree more.
And it is the right corner, let us say. We did talk about it has lots of things that are associated with it. English Students Association. You can make lots of jokes about ESA because it might stand for many things, but for me, for us, it stands as ESA underline UK, and they all make sense. English Students Association or English Students Association, the University of Kashan, the only university.
The one and only.
Yeah, but then, you said that, what is the proper verb? Subscribe to ESA underline UK?
Yes, subscribe to like YouTube channels or to channels and join.
All our presence in the virtual world, in alternative world, is associated with ESA underline UK. And I remember that once I did mention that whoever was even one day in University of Kashan, Faculty of Literature and Foreign Languages, English department, they have been, they will be a member of ESA. So this is actually my dream, that ESA underline UK has members all over the world. I think already it has. There are some people already subscribed to the channel and different aspects, and they are in different parts of the world.
So
I've never counted how many different programs, but now we know that the member is the head of our English department, Khanem Dr. Garai, actually lots of efforts and try to have the best ever picture of this association, and it is great.
That's life.
That's life.
That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune.
So you've lived a life of innocence and experience. You made a decision and now you're here. Knowing the outcome, would you still take the road less traveled by?
I have no other choice. I think, I mean that if I want to answer it in any other way, then I feel regret. In order to have, or not to feel to have any regrets, I think this is the only way. It does not make sense if you think that the way, because this was my life, I cannot change it. I mean, this is the what we have as a definition of time. We can just go forward. We can just go through. The difference between time and place is this. I mean, time, by definition, means, at least in the world that we live in, is the fact that we should, this is life. Life is going forward.
Okay.
But if it was about place, yeah, it is possible to go north, south, up, down. And of course, I did experience this ones too.
So what do you hope students remember most about you or your classes in 10 years' time? Just not the 4 characteristics of Middle Ages.
It is, I think, the things that are remembered based on my own personal experiences, unfortunately, are not necessarily the great moments of teaching or the moments that you think they are the important aspects. The things that are remembered are usually do not seem that much important, and their importance is usually personal. It is like the act of survival. I mean, you might think, usually in dystopian novels, old people die, then we have few survivors, then you might imagine that they are the best people, chosen people, but usually they are not like this. Common people, the people that you did not have any idea that they are the ones who might survive, those actually survive. But I hope that whenever I remembered in full name, Hamideh Habibzadeh, an experience of Hamideh Habibzadeh with lots of moments, maybe. That the moments are not easy to describe, whether they are good, bad. This is not that important.
We're not here to describe.
Nice. I mean, just to observe.
Yes.
Observation, rather description. And maybe we can go on. Interpretation, rather impressions.
Yes.
Because usually what people have of memory are based on their impressions, are based on description. But it is better to be based, not better, I mean that I think that the characteristics that are associated with observation is much better, more memorable.
Correct. Now imagine that your younger self is sitting in this room with you. What would you tell him? Any advice or just anything? What would you tell him?
I mean, I can put your question in this way, or I can understand your question in this way. So, I mean, for example, imagine if you ask me this conventional question, that which year or which part of your life was the best part of your life? And I think my usual answer is the best is coming. There is a proverb for it. I cannot remember at the moment. The best not yet come. Do we have such a thing?
I think it's like the best moment is yet to come. I think something like
the
this.
Best moment is yet to come. Yeah, thank you for your help. So I mean, if I want to say, because I cannot tell you. I mean, if you ask me, when were your happiest time of your life? Honestly, I think is now. And I think that the years after, although I know that most probably there are lots of problems, lots of good moments, bad moments, but generally speaking, I think that the best is yet to come. I think the correct wording is this: the best is yet to come. And that is something that most probably I would tell to my younger self.
This moment is yet to come.
Still, I think so. So still, I am young. I don't know, but
Sure. And well, the questions are over. Is there anything that you want to say that I haven't asked? Any
no,
final
I should just
words?
thank you, and thank you for the moments that you create for me. It was rather spontaneous. I hope that when I do watch the recorded program, I do not have any regrets, but most probably there are points that I did not mention. or there are points that while I am watching it, I may remember. Then we can have it is something that is in cinema, that voice over. I mean that, I remember something that I did not mention. So it is better to have some moments that we can add these sentences to it. But anyway, thank you very much for creating the moments. I really enjoyed it.
Me too. Thank you for taking your time. And
You're
I hope you
welcome.
enjoyed it as much as I did.
I don't want to move because as soon as I move, there are some noises, I think. But anyway, I try not to move and look at you and say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.